Okay, so Billy, did,
So yeah, I was saying that Dawson. There's a picture of us, me and Dawson, on Facebook where she's wearing the Billy shirt, and so you can call that foreshadowing. So I kind of knew that she would be on the naughty list.
okay, well that's funny because she's on my nice list.
Well, she's got a good personality. She just likes to spoon Jeff Probst. What can I say?
Um, I've thought about if I were on ever on Survivor, like another fans versus favorite season. And by the way, knowing that this next season is going to be another one, I think I should have applied 2 seasons ago during Survivor One World, because then I might be on this season.
Might have been, yeah, but I have a feeling that this format, in some way, is going to continue to carry on. I think what Survivor is looking at is like pro Survivor in the future, where instead of having all returning survivors or all new survivors, they'll continue to do a mixture of, and maybe you'll have like on each tribe, uh, 5 returning survivors and 5 new players. Like that might be a future format that they'll do. So definitely keep applying because they'll want more fans for it.
Well, I've applied one time, not 27, and
Oh,
and it was terrible. It was me wearing a shirt like that, the kind of shirt that Jeff Probst wears, and me doing his dramatic pauses, like saying like, "My parents and sister have lived in the Congo in Africa." You know how he says, "Welcome guys to your final immunity challenge."
yeah. There are times when you can. And when I was sitting in tribal council, there were times where I could see the gears working for Jeff Probst, where he has what he's gonna say like rehearsed, and then he gets in front of the camera, and of course he only get one take really. Otherwise, it looks fake. So you have to slow it down and try to remember everything you're supposed to say.
Yeah, but I have to say, Billy, you really surprised Jeff when you said when you professed your feelings for Candace. He was like, he even mispronounced her tribe name. He was like, Candace from Roro tribe.
Yeah, I think he's still going to therapy for that, actually. but
Candace or Jeff or you?
Jeff.
I
Yeah.
wonder whether he ever talks with his therapist about. I wonder whether ever he ever talks with his therapist about Dawson.
I bet you she's the latest subject. That's for sure. Not, you know what? I bet you this one isn't even like a mental therapist, like a psychologist. I think this one's more like a marital one.
Yeah. Well, look, Billy, Jeff went out. Jeff dated. In fairness to Dawson, Jeff did go out with Julie Berry from Survivor Vanuatu.
Yeah. No, she and you know, I've hung out with Julie a lot of times at these events, so I can definitely see what Jeff Probst saw in her. But you know, it's a case where Jeff was married now.
Yeah, but
I didn't know Dawson was aware.
let's say that Jeff wasn't married, and he emailed Dawson after the show to check in with her and find out how she was doing. And just as with Julie Berry, things progressed from there.
Well, that's a different scenario. If he's not married, then every woman that's on Survivor's fair game to the guy. He gets pick of the litter. But he is married and with kids. So
Yeah.
it's not even just the wife. It's like, how does he explain to his kids that were tuned into the reunion show or whatever, and tell the kids, okay, kids, she's not your mommy, but there's nothing going on.
Let's
But
say
you
that
know,
Dawson applied to Survivor Vanuatu and got on Vanuatu. Then what?
wow, you know that early. You never know. You never know. I guess it would all depend on whether that's Jeff Probst's taste. You know, like I said, he's got pick of the litter. He's always had.
Will she remind some of her comments about Jeff remind me of Julie Berry? Like, have you watched the Survivor Vanuatu commentary?
Yeah, I have it on DVD.
So like when Jeff is walking up the mountain, up the to the rim of the volcano, and Julie Berry is saying on the commentary, "Oh my gosh, there he goes. That's my man. He is so hot." That kind of reminds me a little bit of Dawson.
Yeah, no, you know, I think any woman that would have been in that situation probably would have felt the same way that Julie did at the time when she did the commentary, and probably would have felt the same way that Dawson did when she made her move. Yeah, it's just what made it awkward wasn't that Dawson had these feelings for Jeff or anything. What made it awkward was that I think every hardcore fan knew that Jeff was married at this point with kids.
Yeah.
That's what made it awkward. If it was before that, I think people would have been texting, or not texting, but getting on Twitter and telling Jeff, like, hey, she's a hottie, go get your woman.
Did fans do that with Julie during Survivor Vanuatu?
Well, there was no Twitter back then. It was MySpace.
Yeah. MySpace, what's that?
Yeah, that's my spam now. But, or spam space. But, yeah, back then, Julie had to get off MySpace just because she got bombarded so much by fans. And I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, what is Jeff Probst like in bed?
Yeah, well, yeah, stuff, personal stuff. Yeah, that had nothing to do with their relationship. But even I was getting bombarded just because a picture appeared on MySpace with me and Julie at an event. So now all of a sudden we're best friends and I know all about the relationship.
Hey Billy, what was it like standing next to Julie Berry, who was dating Jeff Probst? It was like standing next to Jeff Probst.
It was pretty bad. I even at one point got asked if I could send a letter to Julie and Jeff that the letter was some poem professing there to be the greatest love of all time, and I was like, no.
Better than, greater than, Rose and Jack on Titanic?
Greater than Paris and Helen of Troy. But yeah, no, I passed.
So Billy, I've been tweeting back and forth with Dawson.
Nice.
And I'd love to apply to do the Amazing Race with her.
Oh, okay.
But I'd also love to meet her in person first.
Well, go to pick one of these events that we do all throughout the calendar year, and just like me, Dawson will be attending most, if not all of them, and you'll get your chance to meet her and take pictures and hang out and party with her.
Do you ever? Are there ever any events in Atlanta?
Atlanta. Let me see.
Well,
I'm not thinking that there's any in Atlanta, but just doing the calendar in chronological order in my head so I can remember.
Yeah.
It's Temecula, California, Orlando, Florida. That's close. There you go.
Yeah.
It's not that far of a drive.
I mean, Dawson is from Marietta, Georgia, so it would be great if I could meet her in Atlanta.
There you go. You know what? Maybe what you should do is set up some sort of Survivor viewing party for the premiere in Atlanta and invite all of the Georgia area survivors, and in this way, she'll come along with all the other survivors, and you'll get to meet her in person.
Let's see. There was Teresa Cooper from Survivor Africa.
Right. I believe that Tanya from Survivor. What is it? Thailand is still in the Atlanta area.
Oh, she is. I thought she was from Tennessee.
Yeah, I was like her birthplace. She lives in Atlanta.
And they called her Tennessee on her season.
Yeah. Well, she since got married and moved. So yeah, it's been 10 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
since that season. Wow. Yeah. So that's another one. I'm trying to.
Wow, Billy, back then you were a young buck.
Yeah. I've been since the very first season. I've been watching. So yeah. Wow. 13 years now. Wow.
Have you watched the Survivor Amazon DVD with Rob Sesternino and Jenna Maraska's commentary?
Yes. Rob's probably my favorite DVD commentary. Is that dude? He just go with the flow. It's like his stuff is relevant and funny.
They were also great, Rob and Jenna Maraska, on the Survivor All-Stars commentary.
Yeah, in fact, I take it back. It was the All-Star commentary that I'm thinking of that was probably the best commentary ever. Unfortunately, they don't do the commentaries anymore.
Yeah.
But I wish they would have, because I think that's probably the best way to, if you're going to watch a season over and over and over again, that's a great way to watch it, with the commentaries.
Well, anyway, did you notice how young Jeff Probst looked?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, what are you there, Jeff? 30?
Yeah. I think Jeff did a lot of aging on my season, and I think I had something to do with it. If you look at him pre-Cook Islands and post-Cook Islands, you would think they were 10 years apart.
Let's see. Let's see. You had 20 people on your cast.
Yes.
There was the thing with you and Candace.
Yes. It was the race twist. It was we this was the first jump start since Pearl Island where we had to
Marooning. Yeah.
yeah, the looting and all that,
And you have to think that Mark Burnett and Jeff both got. Well, yeah, it goes without saying that they got a lot of flack for dividing the tribes by ethnicity.
yes, they as a matter of fact, I live in New York City where one of the two CBS buildings are at, the other one in LA, and there was a lot of protest in front of the CBS building where there was even one ethnic organization that wanted the Survivor to be canceled and taken off the air before the season would start. So it was pretty bad.
Yeah, but they didn't know that after 2 episodes, they merged them. They switched the tribes into and had people of all races living together.
Right, integrated tribes. Yeah, they didn't know, and when I was eliminated, we for whatever reason they decided to hold my early show interview outside. So I was surrounded by a mass of protesters, and I don't know
In
how
New
they
York?
managed to get through.
In New York?
City.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a mass of protesters, along with some fans. I actually stopped to take pictures with some fans after the interview, but yeah, there was so many protesters, and if you ever watched the early show interview with me, it's very rushed. Like they just tried to bang it out as